Well, hello. Good afternoon, and welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Thank you for joining me. Hope all is well where you're at, and all is well with you. Let's see here if I can get this thing working. Pop out chat. It's my favorite. I got a little bit of news to bring to you guys today, and I want to skim the surface of a couple different articles. I'll share them all with y'all. What a surprise live. Right on, Rip Curl. Good to see you, brother. Johnny Preps, Michigan Outpost. What's up? I'm again streaming from the phone and digging into junk on the computer. Prepper Revelator. Good to see you. Gick Rhymes. What's happening? Holly Ivans. Good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. The very first article, I think it's kind of interesting because when I read the article, it said that this happened back in February, but we're now just finding out about it, which is kind of weird in my opinion. Hang on one second. I want to bring the chat up here. William K, Susan Munzer, KP, WTC. Good to see you. Yep. More recalls, folks. More recalls. This one, the FDA recalls cheese sold at Aldi locations in 4 states. The affected products were sold in Connecticut, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And now I'll dig into the article a little bit here. Actually, first thing I want to do is got it. Copy and paste. Southern Tier Prepper, good to see you. Demo Man Don in the house. Uh-oh. It's not going to let me. It's too long. The web address is too long. I can't type the whole thing in. It won't even let me send it. I got to like delete. Huh. Yeah, that really sucks. Let me see if I can do this differently. No, not letting me. Okay, this article is from Fox Business News. Anyway, it won't let me share it. The web address is just way too many characters to try and get in there. But you'll have to trust me. You'll have to trust me that Aldi has recalled Happy Farm shredded Colby Jack cheese. They've been recalled in 4 states over concerns they contain metal fragments. So it's nothing to joke about. It's not like there's just some plastic in it or anything like that. Metal shards potentially in your cheese. The FDA issued a recall which affects approximately 4,800 bags of cheese. The affected products were sold in Connecticut, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. The best by dates of the packages are July 13th and 14th, 2025, and the UPC code. I'm just going to copy and paste all of this right here. Come on. Copy and paste. Give you guys as much of the information as I possibly can. And if you're following the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival Facebook group, I will also share these there. But the UPC code is in that little box right there. You should be able to reference that anyway. I'm glad it, Johnny. So it goes on to state that the impacted bags of cheese have likely been pulled from the shelves as the recall was issued in mid-February. The FDA defines a Class 2 recall as a situation in which the use or exposure to a volatile product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences, or where the probability of serious adverse health consequences is more remote. In the case of the recalled Aldi cheese, the FDA is concerned that there may be stainless steel fragments in the bags. Great Lakes Cheese Company, Inc. initiated the recall voluntarily, according to the FDA. Fox Business reached out to Aldi for comment. The company details its recall procedure on its website, which involves swiftly and efficiently pulling the recalled products from its shelves. A pull from sale alert from either the manufacturer of the suspected product or our own corporate buying department will trigger a rapid response plan for handling recalls. Products that do not meet Aldi or government standards in any of these areas will be efficiently and effectively removed from sale, the company says on its website. So not a super long article. Yvonne, no, not California election recalls, food recalls from Aldi. Cheese, Colby Jack cheese. You got to be careful of that stuff. But check your bags. I know a lot of folks shop at Aldi's, so definitely something to look out for. The next article, let's see. I'm going to copy that, bring you guys back up here. Judy Prepper, that's awesome. It's good to know that folks are kind of up on that. The next article we're going to discuss is from thesun.com, and this one's really interesting to me because it ties into a lot of things that I've been seeing over the past, I don't know, 10 years, maybe longer. You guys will have to chime in the comments section and let me know what you think. So I don't know if you guys heard, but in Egypt, underneath the pyramids, they found some mega structures, right? Not like just underneath them, but way underneath the pyramids. It has shocked the researchers, and I'm going to read a little bit from this article from the Sun, and check it out, man. There's lots of awesome photographs and diagrams in these articles about this, and I just think this is really cool. And I'm going to show you, tie it all together at the end, and hopefully it'll all make sense. So, the ancient find, a mystery new city found underneath Egypt's pyramids, stretching 6,500 feet below the surface in a shocking discovery, scientists say. 6,500 feet. So researchers from Italy and Scotland made the groundbreaking find using radar, they said, showing a sprawling ancient city underneath the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. The photos and the diagrams of this is well worth clicking on that article and checking it out. They claim to have uncovered a vast underground city that is 10 times larger than the pyramids themselves, covering over 6,500 feet. The teams used radar to give detailed images of what lies below one of the 7 wonders of the world, but fellow scientists have disputed the bombshell claim. In a press briefing on the 15th, Nicole, the project's spokesperson, said a vast underground city has been discovered beneath the pyramids. The groundbreaking study has redefined the boundaries of satellite data analysis and archaeological exploration. When detailing their findings, the researchers explained that they found numerous structures, including 8 pillar-shaped formations under each base of the Kahfe pyramid. These cylindrical wells that she referred to as shafts reportedly stretch 2,100 feet below the pyramids. That's freaking crazy. Each is said to be surrounded by spiral pathways which connect to 2 80-meter cube-shaped structures. She also said that they were found below each of the 3 pyramids and seemed to serve as access points to the underground system. They also claim to have discovered 5 multi-level structures connected by passageways above the 8 vertical shafts. And about 4,000 feet below the base of the pyramids, there is said to be more unknown structures. She explained that the underground system that they found showed that the chamber-like structures interconnected below all 3 pyramids, the existence of vast chambers beneath the Earth's surface, comparable to size in the pyramids themselves, which have a remarkably strong correlation between the legendary halls of Amenti, she said. These new archaeological finds could redefine our understanding of the sacred topography of ancient Egypt, providing spatial coordinates for previously unknown and unexplored subterranean structures. But independent radar experts have called their findings into question. Professor Lawrence Connors, who works at the University of Denver, specializing in radar and archaeologically, told the Daily Mail that radar pulses could not possibly detect what is that far underground. He claims that researchers found a vast city underneath the pyramids is a huge exaggeration. However, he said there may be smaller structures like shafts and chambers. The professor highlighted how the area where the pyramids now stand was special to ancient people who lived there. The Mayans and other people in ancient Mesoamerica often built pyramids on top of entrances to caves or caverns that had ceremonial meaning to them, he said. So, very, very interesting. Grit and Grace, thank you so much for being here and doing the duty. Diddy, good to see you, man. Yeah, this is fascinating to me. The photos, the videos, everything that they have here, the diagrams that they've put together, fascinating. I'll drop that in the comments section for you guys one more time. If you want to check that out, you can just click that link there and it should take you to the website. Not sure if it's going to work or not. Sometimes YouTube likes to screw with those things. So always interesting, always interesting. Check the chat quick. Savage Lee, what's up, buddy? Savagely, yeah, the Great Pyramids are an accomplishment in themselves, but to have structures that are 10 times the size of it in the ground underneath it, interesting, very interesting. Super cool, man, super cool. Check it out. The link is there. And again, when I'm done with this, I'll come back and drop all of these in the comments section so you guys can refer back to it if you want to check them out yourselves. So, crazy new findings underneath the pyramids in Egypt. Billy, good to see you, sister. I hope all is well. Savage Lee, enjoy lunch. Yeah, definitely nifty if it's true. You know, scientists like to back and forth until sometimes they get in front of it and they're like, oh my God, I was wrong, which is always cool. I like to see that, see the light bulb go off in people and they actually get it. But incredible findings. And as technology is evolving, it's we're uncovering new stuff all the time, right? So that leads me to my next article here, and I will copy and paste to my people. So much easier on the phone. So the next article is from the BBC News. And this article is all about a PhD student finding lost city in the Mexico jungle by accident. This is from October 2024. It's 2024, and they just found a city in the Mexican jungle on accident. A city, not a building, not a town, a freaking city. A huge Mayan city has been discovered centuries after it disappeared under the jungle canopy in Mexico. Archaeologists found pyramids, sports fields, causeways connecting districts, and amphitheaters in the southeastern state of Campeche. They uncovered the hidden complex, which they have called Valeriana, using LiDAR, a type of laser survey that maps structures buried underneath vegetation. They believe it is second in density only to Cacamula, thought to be the largest Mayan site in ancient Latin America. The team discovered 3 sites in total in a survey area the size of Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, by accident when one archaeologist browsed data on the internet. I was on something like page 16 of a Google search, and I found a laser survey done by a Mexican organization of environmental monitoring, he explains. It was a LiDAR survey, remote sensing technique, which fires thousands of laser pulses from a plane and maps objects below using the time a signal takes to return. But when processing the data with methods they use by archaeologists, he saw what others had missed: a huge ancient city which may have been home to 30 to 50,000 people at its peak from 750 to 850 AD. That's huge. It says the findings helped change an idea in Western thinking that the tropics were civilizations went to die. I don't think they went to the tropics to die. I think they went there to flourish. And who knows back then if they were even tropical, right? I mean, it could have just been a temperate climate back then. We don't know. We don't have records back that far. So, but the everything in this, the you can actually see the scans yourself if you scroll down on the article. It's so freaking cool to see all this. They're finding pyramids in South America right now. And then there's another article, very similar in nature, but our next article here is from Reuters. And we'll copy and paste to the people the article right there. This is another one about Mayan cities that they just recently discovered. This one's probably the biggest one. This was in January 2023, the article is from. Ancient Mayan cities superhighways revealed in the latest survey. Guatemala City, a new high-tech study has revealed nearly 1,000 ancient Mayan settlements, including 417 previously unknown cities, not towns, not villages, cities linked by what may have been the world's first highway. Hidden for millennia by dense jungles in northern Guatemala and southern Mexico, this latest discovery of roughly 3,000-year-old Mayan centers and related infrastructure, according to a statement on Monday from a team from Guatemala's Farce Anthropology Research Foundation overseeing the LIDAR studies. This is so freaking cool to me. The findings were first published last month in the journal Ancient Mesoamerica. I think they actually have some of the LiDAR scan photos in here as well. And they have highways connecting them. It's just incredible. There's 110 miles of spacious roadways that have been revealed so far, with some measuring around 130 feet wide, elevated off the ground by as much as 16 feet. This is no... you're not doing that with stone tools and carts, guys. I don't think it's happening. Gene W., thank you so much for stopping by. This is crazy. This is crazy. It shows economic potential and social complexity of what was happening simultaneously across the entire area, the researcher said. The latest finds date to the so-called middle to late pre-classic Mayan era, around 1000 to 350 BC, with many of the settlements believed to be controlled by the metropolis known today as El Mirador. That was more than 5 centuries before the civilization's classical peak, when dozens of major urban centers thrived across present-day Mexico and Central America. Incredible. Savage Lee says, I think they had iron tools, copper, maybe steel, a type of. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts. But I think the findings underneath the pyramids in Egypt are going to maybe lead to some more studies here in South America underneath these pyramids as well. I think ancient civilizations were far more advanced than we give them credit for. I'm going to get right back into that because I've got another interesting article here about people finding random old stuff, right? That some of these finds almost change history when they find these things, because we're all taught to believe certain thing happened, certain time, and that's it. It's written in the book. That's what it is. The science is settled, right? So here's another article. This one's a little more local to me here in the Hudson Valley. So I remember reading about this when they found it, and it's super cool. Super cool. Really makes It upends the whole narrative. All of history just gets turned on its freaking head, and some things that you see are not necessarily the truth. What you've been told isn't necessarily the truth. It's the estimated truth, right? Based on their best guesses. This is what we think happened, hundreds and thousands of years ago. Holly Ivins, I agree. I do think they hide a lot of history from us. And I think it's important for us to pay attention to these things when they pop up, because I personally think somehow they all kind of tie together. So this article here is from Vintage News. Let's see, when we copy, and what do we do, folks? We paste it to the people. Boom. New ruins of Viking village near the Hudson River seriously question where the borders of the legendary Vinland. It is estimated that the possible Norse colonization of North America began as early as the 10th century. Growing evidence provided by numerous archaeologists shows that Vikings did manage to explore a big portion of the northern part of America long before any other Europeans. Interesting. So that whole Christopher Columbus thing, right? Maybe not. Why maybe not? Let me tell you. The Vikings have long been well known for their advanced seafaring skills, and they were only further demonstrated when the findings of the first Viking houses and La Anse in meadows near the northern tip of Newfoundland in 1961. The discovery triggered new archaeological explorations that provided more evidence of the Viking presence in North America. Newly discovered ruins of a Viking village near the Hudson River add to the story and even question where the borders of the mysterious Vinland. I don't know if you folks know, but the Hudson Valley is one of the two places in the world that it's really good to grow wine grapes in. You have the Napa Valley in California, and you have the Hudson Valley here on the East Coast. So it's estimated that the Vikings came here ages ago to find a place to grow the grapes for their wine. And what they found was a Viking village buried underneath the dirt here in the Hudson Valley. Let's see, I got to find the section of the article about that. Let's see, the Vinland was a realm lush with greenery, including forest and grapevines. Climate and vegetation in this particular region may have been decreased significantly during the Little Ice Age, which occurred from the 4th to the 19th century, well after sagas were written. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Recent excavations near the Hudson River revealed remains of a Norse village dating from the same period. Of the Norse exploration to the west dating in the 9th or 10th century AD. The site was discovered along the shores of a creek when workers digging in the area came across the ruins of an ancient building. Archaeologists from Columbia University were the first to arrive on site and inspect the site. Their first findings indicated that the site is a possible Viking settlement. Further excavations led to the discovery of 6 buildings. Based on the artifacts, 2 of the buildings most probably served as workshops for forging weapons and carpentry. Estimates suggest that the village was home to 30 to 100 people, but was lived in for only a very short period of time. Many clues discovered on the site suggest that the Vikings could have come into conflict with the indigenous people of the region. Besides the skeletons that were found, who were most likely killed in combat, numerous remains of Native American weaponry found on the site suggest that the colony suffered a large-scale attack by indigenous warriors. All of this has led archaeologists to believe that the Hudson settlement could have really been part of Vinland. See? We've been written about in the history books here in the Hudson Valley. In Norse history books. How about that? Wild. I'll drop that in the chat here again for y'all. Super cool article. And again, I'm just skimming through this thing. There is so much more to this article here. Drawings, pictures, artwork, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff from the Vintage News. Now, I think it all ties together, man. I really do. I really do. I don't know how it all ties together, but I think it does somehow. I think our civilizations back then were far more technologically advanced than we give them credit for. I think a lot of the technology was lost somewhere during the Dark Ages, and that was the end of it. That was the end of it. There's rumors of an empire, Tartaria, right, that used to inhabit Russia. Alaskan Ballistics, good to see you, brother. Lots of strange things being found, being discovered all the time, man, all the time. It's just so wild to me that we are, so technologically advanced, yet we're still finding ancient civilizations hidden in jungles. We're finding mega structures underneath the pyramids in Egypt. How much more are we going to find in the coming years and decades? There's what's at the bottom of the ocean floor. You know what I mean? When they start mapping that kind of stuff, then maybe we find the lost city of Atlantis and all that, man. Just keep it rolling, right? Hats, absolutely. Better technology is definitely the way to go. Black Guns and Gardens, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's wild. Virginia says airport runways hidden in the jungles too. Yeah, the different purpose for those guys though. They gotta get the coca out, right? Gotta get the coca out. Crazy. Yeah, wild, man. I thought it was super interesting, and it's been something that was ticking in the back of my head all the time. I read the articles myself and then had to come back and share them with you guys. But the big news is that the shredded cheese recall at Aldi's. Make sure you guys are up on that. If you shop at Aldi's, anything like that, make sure you check your stuff out because you don't want to be eating shards of stainless steel. Let's see if it'll... Nope, it still doesn't fit. Son of a bitch. That's okay. I know how to fix it. I'm just going to get rid of all the hubba jubba after. It's probably all the ads. You'll appreciate that anyway. Bam. That should work. Shortened. Little Lone Prepper says, I think all the technology was lost during the Great Flood. There was only a few people left to start repopulating the earth. Little Lone Prepper, you might be right. Totally could be. Totally could be. But don't be eating metal in your cheese, folks. So if you shop at Aldi and you like Colby Jack cheese and you bought some, check it. Check it. Yeah, that's so true, Virginia. Definitely check your food. Check the FDA website. You're going to get the recalls there first. Because again, this was recalled back in February. And the first article was put out about it today, this morning, actually. Wild. Wild. There's something up with Del Monte green beans at Target and Dreft laundry detergent bought on Amazon. Interesting, hats. I don't know what they're doing with the food supply and all the stuff that we use and consume. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like they're trying to get a leg up on RFK, right? Right on, Prepper Revelator. Anarchy Television, when they tell me to recall food that's nasty, that's got pieces of metal in it, I'll believe that. But again, I take everything I read with a grain of salt, like half the shaker, because who knows, man. Most of the things you see are just folks looking for clicks. And of course, this one, looking for clicks, right? I wouldn't be making these if nobody was watching them. But I try not to be too clickbaity with the titles or anything like that. Try to be more cute and cunning, right? Cute and cunning. CUCV farmer, 100%. You control the food, you control the people. Well, that, my friends, is your 2:30 news break. So they're finding new lost shit every day. Every day. The next big find might be in your backyard. Who knows? Virginia. Good advice. Good advice. Amen, Holly Ivins. Keep on prepping, guys. Rat Trap 88. Yeah. 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 Unfortunately, the public education system failed us, and here we are. They told us what they wanted us to hear. Wild shit. Mad Shad, what's good, my brother? Trev Terry, I think it's wild. The LiDAR images, I don't know, maybe they're exaggerated a little bit. In my mind, when I first heard about it, being a builder by trade, my first thought was these are footings, right? These are footings underneath the pyramid to be able to support that massive structure, right? Not chambers, but perhaps, they couldn't fill in these giant columns that are, 2,100 feet beneath the surface of the pyramids. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. But could be, man. Could be. Could be a giant power generation station. When you look at the aerial photograph of the LiDAR image, what it looks like when you peel it back is a surface of a motherboard for a computer chip. It's crazy. It's crazy. Check out the articles. I'll drop that one for you guys in the chat again before I go, because I think it's the coolest shit ever. Copy and paste to the people. Hats. Something is in the works, I'll tell you that right now. I got to get with a good friend of mine, and we'll see what's up. Judith. Hilarious. Hilarious. But check out the articles, guys. Read them for yourself. Get with it from you, get with it. I don't know, to each their own. Everybody likes their own thing, but when they find all this old stuff hidden underneath jungles and sand and dirt and everything else, it just sparks my interest. Civilization was only here then, and then 6 months later they dig something up and they're like, oh, well, maybe not. So the science is not settled. The science will science on. And I want to get a little deeper into this with my resident geologist here at Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, the Livingston man, because he really geeks out on this stuff. And if you think I'm geeking out on it. Rare Romos says, what's a noob mean? A noob to preparedness is just a newbie, somebody who's just getting started. Thank you for joining me, guys. Really appreciate. I look like Obama. Yeah, totally. Oh, that's hilarious. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you being here. If you're watching on your mobile device, you can just tap me in the face with your finger 2 times, and it'll give a like. Appreciate it, man. If you're new and you're thinking about coming back, hit that subscribe button up in the top there somewhere. I don't know where it is. But I don't want to keep you guys all day. It's a beautiful day here in the Hudson Valley. What are we sitting at? 58 degrees right now. Clouds rolling in. It's supposed to rain a little bit tonight. So get your umbrellas out. If you're sleeping outside, make sure you tarp everything down real good. Oops. Yeah. You know, you don't mess with the grit and grace. You get the grit first. Thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to give you the infinite flip. You ready? You get sucked into a wormhole. There it is. There it is.